Hello, friends. We're back. It's episode 6. And as usual, we are playing here on Project Quarm in Everquest on our solo self-found Necromancer, a server challenge rule set. If you'd like to learn more about the rule set, you can find a description of what the server imposes on me and what rules I am forced to follow in the description of the video. In the last episode, we spent our time just leveling away, chill leveling across 3 different types of zones, just seeing where we could maximize our XP gain. And you may have figured out by now that that's how I like to play. I'm always maximizing, min-maxing that leveling. Where's the lowest blue I can get to still get experience so that it's easier to kill? It's just how I play, and I enjoy that playstyle. So I have 2 goals here. One, of course, we talked about going to get the glowing black stone, which is in Quanos, which we will take a fairly circuitous route through the Timorous Pots back to Miracles Highway. And also I need to get up to Nexus to go to Echo Caverns and get that pet haste. So I'm not sure which I'm doing first. I think I want to hit the Black Stone, so we're going to head there first, and then after that we'll probably go up to Lucelyn and get that spell and then come back down. So, alright, we're going to gate right now. We're heading to the fire pots in Timorous Deep. Alright. It's always thunderstorming here. I'm going to summon our pet up. Well, we're going to go and viz here, because I need to go into Eridan, and I don't know if anything's going to kill me there. Oh, I got to find the pot for that first. Okay, this is Eridan here. Goes to Eridan, which we've got to go. I assume everything here does not see invis like most cities. So hopefully we don't get killed here. That would be pretty bad. We just need to get out to Tox Forest. So what we're going to do now is take the other part of Miracles Highway that I had mentioned before when we took the fire pot from Neriak over to Lesser Fadark. We're now going to take the fire pot from Toxolia Forest over to Quanos. I think it's the Aqueduct? Catacomb? I don't know the area very well. That place where all the evil kind of, like Shadow Knights and Necromancers from Quanos can train. It puts us in there. I think there are some guards that are there, so we're going to stay in Viz. And then we just need to navigate our way out of there. And that will put us outside where hopefully we'll get outside of Quanos, which is where we want to be. So this will be an adventure. I haven't done this as an evil race. Let's put it that way. I've done this as a good race. Oh yeah, they don't like me here. Okay. There's our fire pot. Cross your fingers, we don't die. Okay. Well, they are green to us. That's a positive. Now to find our way out without getting killed. Okay, we want to make our way to North Quanos. Thank goodness for maps helping us get out of here. Where are we now? Now we're in North Quanos, okay. We did it. A little nerve-wracking. I don't know if... I'm pretty sure that they would kill me if I dropped my invis. My invis held. Now we're running out to Quanos Hills, which is what we want. Alright, now we just gotta run across the whole zone. Everything wants to kill us out here. We have to be careful. I think these big rats are the ones that can drop plague tails, which sell for a plat each. That's a nice little money farm. So there are 2 placeholders out here, and they can be a whole lot of different things. My goodness, everything wants to kill me. There are 2 placeholders out here that we have to kill, and they could be a variety of things, and we're just going to kill everything we can find that's walking that matches those guys. We got bears, skeletons, dread corpse, fire beetles, rats, Bear, that's about it, actually. It's skeletons, bear, wolf, rat, fire beetle. So, gray wolf, he's one of them, I think. Could be one of them. Fire beetle could be one. Oh, don't get close to that guy. Grizzly bear is possibly one as well, so we'll kill him. Can't believe he's actually light blue to me. I have to keep swinging this camera around because there's lots of red NPCs ripping around this zone, ready to take my head off. Hey, hi, so Future Tane here. I realized in editing this video that I forgot to explain who we were looking for. We know we're looking for the glowing black stone, but what I didn't explain was the mob we are looking for. So we're killing all these placeholders out in Quanos Hills, and we're looking for a little gnome necromancer, level 13, named Pyzjn, Pyzjn, and that's the mob we're hunting. So I failed to mention that in the video and wanted to make sure I clarified that. So yeah, that's who we're hunting. Okay, I think we got a little lucky here. I was working on trying to find the spawn point for the placeholders. I was using PQDI, and you can kind of look at where they wander and walk. And it seems that I thought I found maybe a couple of them, but I think I definitely found one of them. There was a rat over here. It looked like he was following fairly close to the path. So I killed him, and then I waited around the two spawn points. There's a spawn point here, and there's a spawn point up, I think, behind that tree. And it looks like we've confirmed that it's this spot here for one of them. So if we camp this specific location, now that we've killed the placeholder, every minute he should appear. At least something will appear here. And eventually we will get the guy we're looking for. So we're going to sit back, keep an eye on this spot, and hopefully don't get murdered by a miller. I know there's another miller that runs around here too, and I don't know where her path is. I must have got that spawn point incorrectly, because now it didn't... Nothing has spawned here, unless it's on 3 minutes and not 1 minute. But I do keep seeing this skeleton kind of appear over here, so maybe it could be over here too. This gray wolf could also be a placeholder. He's pathing in the right area. Oh, there's her pet. That means she's got to be nearby. Yep. There she is. No, Shadow Knight, don't take her. All right, we're pulling her in. See how this goes. Oh, my pet's absolutely okay. She does not have very much health. She's going down quick. Okay. Well, I guess that's what I would expect from a level 13 mob. Well, the pet can handle the rest. I ran out of mana. That's fine. And dead. Oh, yeah. Let's get it. I'm gonna kill this little pet first. Very nice. 9 intelligence, 10 to save magic, which is fantastic. The mob I was looking for was a gnome necromancer, and apparently only shows up at night, and just had to kill a variety of placeholders. I think that one also may have been a placeholder. I'm not sure. But it just took me surprise. I saw the character, the mob, Pizgin, and I immediately jumped on it. We got it. It was great. It was blue, not hard. Necromancer. Wasn't really hurting my pet at all. So that was actually pretty easy. I just dropped a few dots on it, as you probably saw in the video there. That's excellent. So now that we have that item, I do need to get back up to the Nexus. So the fastest way to that is for us to gate back. I need to get some mana though. Gate back to... I'm going to go to Greater Fadark and take the spires there, which we can do from the fire pots. Oh, I have enough for gate. Let's go. Okay, the Greater Fadark fire pot is this one here. It does spawn. It does drop us to a place that is safe, as long as you don't go towards the guards. This is Skeletane. Many of you probably have seen this city before. If you've ever played a wood elf or a druid, ranger, bard. Probably one of my favorite cities next to Neriak. Just a unique city. Of course, most people hated it on live, especially if you first time playing the game on Classic and you kept falling off the city and dying, which I think many people still do. Although I believe on this server the fall damage is not as severe. It would be for a newbie, but not for someone who's leveled a little bit. Alright, we're heading to the spires here. Going to talk to the Scion, Nexus Scion, ask for a stone, and that will allow us to take a ride up. Yeah, cool though. The glowing black stone looks neat. The glowy fist. Oh yeah. We got our stone. We gotta put it in our bag. There we go. And we just wait. I think this is the most people we've seen in a long while. Actually, probably ever on this character. So now we need to run to Echo Caverns, which is... I think we're going to Echo Caverns North. which is through Shadowhaven, this way. And Echo Caverns North, I call it North, is through this little hidden doorway here. Then there's a false wall. Go through, and this leads into it. And this section back here is where many, where you can come train as for Shadow Knights and Necromancers and kind of evil races or evil classes that can't train in the rest of Shadowhaven, which most of the other trainers are in Shadowhaven for. Like the shady backwater area. Yeah, they like me back here. And this guy, Horol Death Dealer, has Focus Death, which is the spell we wanted. That's a great spell as well. We might even pick that up now. Yeah, we'll buy that now because then we won't have to come back up here to get that. I think that's the only spell we need at the next level point at 20 that he has. And I think I just looked at the next one and it was like level 29. So, yeah, we should be set and I have to come back up here. All right, we are back. We just returned from Echo Caverns and got the Pet Haste spell and also picked up that level 20 spell for the Undead Slow, which we will need when we get 20. Now I've decided we're just going to go back to... I have kind of a twofold purpose here. We're going to go back and level a little bit. I'm going to try the Oasis with those Crocs. But also I found that I was looking up Greater Lightstones, and I know the Greater Lightstones have traditionally had a turn-in the Karanas, but when I was looking on PQDI, I noticed that there are multiple people who will take turn-ins for the Greater Lightstones, and one of them happens to be in Southern Row, which we're going to be running through to get to the Oasis because I'm going to come from Inithul. As you can see here, we just zoned Inithul through the fire pots. And because most of the other Greater Lightstone turn-in quest NPCs do not like Dark Elves. They're aligned with Quanos faction. But there is one that is aligned with Dark Bargainers, which does like Dark Elves, at least is indifferent to them. And I am going to check that out. And so we're going to run past that. I'm going to try not to get killed because it's like in the middle of the desert. And try to turn in. I brought a couple with me. I got 2 Lightstones to turn in that I got from killing those horrible, terrible, no good with out in Necrolos while I was trying to get the Death Fist Scout Scalp. I want to see what kind of XP we get at 16 with this. I mean, if it's pretty good, I hate to say it, but we could go back to Necrolos and kill wisps like crazy out there because I know a good spot to farm them and get some Greater Lightstones. The XP might not be good though. I mean, it might be good for turn-ins, might not be good for the kills, so I'm not sure it's worth it, but I want to at least check it out. And if it's any good, then hey, we'll get some XP, a little, I don't know if we get a little, we get a little bit of gold too? Yeah, right, plat, we get some plat because when you turn in that Lightstone, you get the Concordance Research book. This worth 10 plat, and we'll see how that sells. I think I can sell it right there to the same person who I do the turn into. But we'll find out. It's just something to do along the way, and then we're gonna go kill some caimans and crocodiles in Oasis and see how the experience holds up there. So that's the plan. We'll see you soon in South Row. Another good set of mobs to kill would be Dervish Cutthroats, but they they tend to be grouped together where if you pull one, they all come, and I'm not really able to handle that without very quickly draining my mana. There's ways you could like fear one and I don't know, something like that, but I don't have enough tools, cheap spells that would pull it off. I think it would be very difficult to do, to maybe break the camp and get into a rhythm. I don't know. Maybe it's something to consider, but there's dervish cutthroat camps all throughout the deserts, whether it's South Row, Oasis, or North Row, and into the Common Lands as well, West Common Lands. But it might be difficult to break those camps with the spawn timers as they are, since they're on like 6-minute spawn timers. So yeah, that's why I've been kind of avoiding considering that as an option. I think there actually is a little camp over here I can look at, but yeah. Otherwise, Crocs it is. Uh-oh. I gotta get my revenge, y'all. I gotta. This is an item I've wanted. If you remember from my misadventures early on in episode 2, I wanted a scythe very badly. A zombie with a scythe. Just for the fashion quest, you know? Like, it's really fitting for a Necromancer, or even my pet, to be carrying around and smacking stuff with it. Man, every one of these zombies is carrying a weapon out here. This guy's got a sword, that guy's got a spear, this one's got a scythe. These are some well-equipped zombies. Victory, even though I may not use it. It's just nice to know that I got it. Screw you, halfling. Okay. Yeah, there's the camp that I'm talking about, and it would be difficult to break that camp. At least, yeah. Well, you know, I do have feigned death. That is a thing. Well, let's go try to turn this hand in and not get killed by the well-armed zombies. Oh, and of course, geez, all the sand giants too. Oh yeah, they see me as amiable. That's great, but definitely bad pathers through here. So, but let's see what happens if we hand in a greater lightstone here. Okay, nice. I don't think we get any good research experience off that, but we can sell it back to him. Hey, pull hat. One experience, maybe? Yeah, not worth it for experience. Definitely worth it for the plat, though. Shoot, 8 plat per? Pretty good. Well, I guess that's maybe a little bit of a money farm, possibly. You know, I was looking for these guys all yesterday. And now here they are. Alright, Sand Gents, we're just going to avoid you. I'm really tempted. Try to break that cutthroat camp. I'm going to have to see if my feigned death is functional enough. Although, I don't know what the spawn timers are. Probably 6 minutes on these guys, maybe? Might be okay. For how fast, how slow, I should say. Well, we probably kill them alright, but it's always my mana that's the problem, so... Kill this one here. You might notice a new little thing down here. Before I got on today, I was playing around with my EQ nag triggers to start tracking my debuffs so that I had an idea when they were wearing off. It's not automatic, it's all manually set, so you know it takes a bit of work to get all these working, but when they work, they sure are cool. Alright, well, Feign Death works. Question is, will it work when I want it to work? Because sometimes it's a failed Feign Death and things will still come kill you. Well, let's give it a shot. What's the worst that could happen, right? What we're going to try to do is pull them back a bit so that the other ones run back faster than the other one that's slow. There we go. We're going to try to split this. The hope is that, oh wow, they respawn on the minute. Okay. That's quick. So what we need is that guy to go back. I might have pulled him a little too far, but that's okay. We can jump up and Feign Death again. So they need to get back to their spawn point, I believe, before the aggro is lost. Come on. There we go. I might get the other one. Well, I was out of range both times. I would have had him, but I was out of range. Okay, well, we'll take this guy. I think the Sand Giant stops. I don't think he comes this far. I think I'm very wrong about that. Okay, he stands there. Oh, look, a ring with dexterity on it. Hey, whatever, we don't have one. Alright, well, gotta try to break this again. We need to get that guy just far enough away. I believe the way that it works, and I know all of you Necro and monks out there with Feign Death who are experts will already know the answer to this, but I believe that as long as he's snared, he will stand still. Now we can stand up. Send our pet in. There we go. Reapply. Okay, that time it failed. Well, now we're gonna kind of have to fight him, I think. Yeah. That's holding up okay, but it's not gonna last long. We can get this dark blue one down first. Might have to take a few hits here while the dots do their work. Ooh, man, that hurts. Come on, Dot, do your thing. There we go. Okay, okay. It's alright. They respawn too quick for this. These extra items to the pet. So if anyone was curious, the way pets work, I know a lot about pets as a mage main, and I've done some testing and research on this. Pets will have all of the same slots that a player does. So if we look at our use, they have all the same slots that a player does. The difference is the slots that have two, such as the ear, the finger, and the wrist, which have two slots. A pet only has one. So if you give it 2 rings, he's only going to equip 1. There is a bunch of strange, funny logic that goes along with how does a pet know to replace one if you give it a better item and all that. I'm not going to get into that. If anyone's interested, I could explain it sometime, but there's a whole set of logic behind the way that it checks when you try to replace it with a better item. Most rules apply on most slots, but on the ear, wrist, and fingers, those rules don't apply at all. Alright, that camp's just not going to work. I tried a little bit, but they're spawning way too fast to keep up with it. They're on like a 6-minute spawn. That would be doable to break it and then hold it, but they're spawning like on a minute, so I don't have enough to keep up with it. Off to Oasis to check on the Crocs. Alright, so this camp is on a 4-minute 40-second respawn. Fast, but maybe breakable. So my concern is this guy might be a caster. Yep. Now I got my answer. He's a caster, alright. That's a problem for Feign Death. If he starts casting on me, we might have to hoof it and run out of here. I think I might darkness this one in the back, pull them out, break them up, try to do the whole thing. Let's see if it works. This guy just came along and messed everything up. Dang it. If I stand up, I die. What a jerk. Should have pulled up towards that hill then. We're going to make the pet stay back here is what we're going to do. That caster causes trouble. Makes the pet run. If pet runs in, we're toast. Maybe we snare him first. I don't know. No. Round 2. Let's try it again. Alright. We're done with that. That caster is just too much trouble, not worth it. We're out of here. Gonna try to zone break. Might be able to get the caster, actually. Dude's triple dotted. He's going down fast. Although he's taking my pet out pretty quick, too. Don't you hit me, you jerk. Alright, he's toast. Good thing about casters, they have very low life. Hey, look, a hat for the bobbin. One of the other useful things of using, you know, like a log parser that then gives you notifications is you can set timers. Based on whatever command you want to do, and I have one here, so this is going to kind of keep track of when that next one will pop again. Kind of hoping I can break this before then. Even 4 minutes might be too fast. We'll see. Oh my gosh, I'm dead. Oh, that I did not think about that very well, did I? That was not well planned out on my part at all. I got backstabbed. I didn't think about that. I should have engulfed that one too. Well. Time for a corpse run. Gee, I wonder what that big light is. big bright light in the sand. At least the greater light stone is telling me where my body is. Another cool thing about Zeal, one of the nice features of Project Quarm is the loot all button in this UI with Zeal. So good. Look at this. Look at this. And it won't loot everything. It leaves one item left for safety, in case you wanted to get your body rezzed. But of course, I can't get a res as a solo self-found. So, through those cutthroats, man. Too much work. We're gonna go to the crocodiles where there's a lot less work, and they don't social at all. Better get the pet up though. Don't need to get jumped by something out here and not be able to deal with it. Totally forgot about my pet haste to do that. As long as it's kind of mana efficient. I don't know if it is. Might not be. Should be. Because I know that I think the pet haste is not very long lasting. I think it's only a few minutes. I gotta remember to recast it. I believe I have a timer for it, so I'll need to check my EQ nag and see where I've got that timer set. Because I used it on my Shadow Knight. I think it's the same buff that my Shadow Knight got, so. Well, it was a little bit as I feared. It seems as though whoever was here last, they've cleared out most of the easy crocodiles, and then all of the hard ones respawned, and they probably didn't kill them or clear them and just left them. That tends to make this hard sometimes for wanting to kill all the crocs, is when they're all just red and yellow. Could maybe take a yellow if we aggro kite it or fear kite it. And I know all of you necromancers out there are yelling at me that I can take on reds and yellows, but I don't have the mana probably for that, or I should say the mana regen for that, at least at this point. But I know I can take on some hard stuff with fear kiting. Well, I got a good read on it. Now I found a bunch of blues out here near the northern part of the Oasis, which is great. But the XP's fantastic. As long as I keep maintaining this on these Caimans and Croc, they're not that hard. Especially the Caimans are real easy for my pet to handle. I might put a fear into the rotation, depending. Because what I'm trying to juggle here is my mana and my pet's health. That's really the two things I'm juggling. And I'm watching, like the Caimans don't do anything to my pet, but the crocodiles, they can take a little bit of a chunk out of him. And then if he gets low, I think it's more efficient for me. Well, I don't know. Probably better for me just to sit and let him regen than me trying to cast Mend Bones on him, which is not that great. It might be cheaper to cast Fear and have him just wreck stuff without taking damage. And this XP's crazy out here. It's great. Give me more blues. That works really well. Oh, woo! Actually, I didn't realize I was gonna level off that. The XP out here is so good. It's just you can get above at least, right at this level of 17. I'm getting, over 100 per hour, and I think this can be maintained, for sure, because these crocs will stay. I mean, I still got red ones out here, so I don't know how long I can be out here for, but probably a while. I'm going to keep seeing if I can maintain this. The XP is so good. I mean, I'm going to have to chalk it up to a few things here. I've seen, obviously, the XP bonus that they granted to a lot of the zones. That is a major boon currently to every zone, making Classic a lot better, which is so nice. And then also that it really does the class that I'm playing, right? The class that I'm playing in Necro on Self-Found is solo Self-Found is such a good toolkit, as I'm seeing. Again, I've not played one, so now I'm kind of getting a feel for it with this whole dots, fear, and then kite. It's crazy. It's so strong. It's all limited just by my mana at this point. I probably can do an even con. I might need a little more mana for that, but we got to try it for sure. That's another great strategy. What you see these two here doing here is this druid is so it makes druids are so strong here because they can charm the crocodiles and use it as a pet, which is amazing. So you have such a strong pet. Charming, for those who have not done it before, is an incredibly strong way to level. Enchanters are wildly effective once they get charm. Druids on anything that's an animal. Necromancers can charm undead as well. I think I get my first charm at level 20, maybe higher. I thought I saw that on one of the vendors when I was looking through the spells. I don't know, but charming is super strong. Of course, it comes with high risk. You have charm breaks that are going to, then the mob's going to turn on you, and if you don't have a lot of room to maneuver, you've got to be quick on the recharm, or the thing's going to eat you. Especially if you buff it or give it weapons or anything like that. At this point with buffs, Necros don't have a lot of self buffs, but I have at least shielding, and I've got spirit armor, which just raises AC. I'm not going to cast those on myself. That's just a waste of resources at this point because I'm trying not to get hit, and I'm avoiding getting hit. And if I get hit, I've probably done something wrong. So the only thing I'm doing now is just throwing spirit armor on my pet, because I can cast it on others, just to give him a little bit of an AC bump, which just helps on his defense. Light blues, they don't even really damage my pet barely at all. Mana regen is the killer here. Finding a way to try to stay mana neutral or close to it is difficult. I know, I'm watching Razman and Classics solo self-found runs, and they're battling with more health issues because their mana regen's so much faster than their health. But my pool is getting so much larger. My mana pool is getting so much larger. So it takes a while to med back. Now, probably not as long as health, for sure. I would agree with that. It's still much more painful to have health regen that's going at 3 per tick or whatever, unless you're an Ixtar or a troll. But even then, it's still long. You get a huge, health pool, and then your regen is trash. Whereas, yes, I'm going to get a large mana pool, but at least my regen is like, now I think I'm ticking at 11 per tick with Dark Pact, so that's big. But I can feel it. I can definitely feel it. Okay, now that's interesting. I didn't know that. There must be a limit on the heal. I'm hitting the Cayman with my life tap for 44, but I'm only being healed for 40. I thought it was equal to... Oh, you know what? I'm an idiot. It was probably because I only had 40 hit points available. Ha ha ha. So you might notice, if you're paying attention, or maybe you're not, but the debuffs I have in the bottom right corner down here, you'll notice that they don't go away after the mob dies. Well, it depends on... The log parser has to see the death, and if the mob is too far away when the death message happens, then these don't clear. So that's just kind of the finicky parts of using parsers. So if I was nearby and it saw the death, it would have cleared those two debuffs. It also clears them if it sees a worn off message, which I have in my little worn off window down here. It'll also clear them. What I should do is get fear set up so that I know when fear is going to wear off. But fear is kind of weird. It breaks randomly too, so I don't know. Well, while I'm medding for a minute, I might as well try to set that up. Okay, I think I got the fear timer set up. Let's just find something to do it on. Alright, nothing down here. I want to kill a yellow, but I'm not sure it's mana efficient because I would just have to waste so much. I'd have to probably recast my dots twice. I'm trying to keep it to casting 2 dots on a mob and then a fear, and that's about it to be more mana efficient. So if I can do that, then I know I'm doing all right. Yeah, there's the fear. Doesn't last long. And it should clear if it breaks early, I think. It's still going, okay. Maybe it's 20 seconds? I have it set at 18 seconds, which is what the cast timer is on here. 8, yeah, it's probably server tick counting in there somewhere. Yeah, the Zeekwater Crocs, man, they hit my pet pretty hard. So I can't imagine trying to take on a yellow or a red. That would... I don't think that would be efficient. Sticking with blues and even cons is going to be the play right now. I'd like to mention that I haven't used any pots yet. I have this problem with potions, like I do in all games, and I'm sure some of you do as well when it comes to RPGs, where you're like, I gotta save that elixir. I might need it someday, and then by the end of the game you've got 100 of them because you didn't use any of them because you thought you might need them for some important fight and you didn't really. So I feel like I'm doing the same thing with these pots where I'm like, ooh, I gotta save it till, you know, the hard levels, 45 and up or 50 and up. I probably don't need to worry too much about that on this server with the XP Zem, but I'm trying to think about using it when I'm hating leveling, and right now I'm not hating it. It's not horrid. Like I said, I've got all these different advantages, as I said before, with being a necro, so it's not bad. Whereas I'm looking at Razman and Classic, and they've got much worse struggles to deal with because they're worried about like their melee damage and what weapon they have and how many times they're missing, and like with a spell, it doesn't miss. It's always hitting, it's always ticking. This is the nice thing about having a pet. He can just chase that thing in the water and I don't have to. Well, a decent pet. Now, if you care about looting the body, then yeah, that's a problem. But these crocodiles and caimans, they don't drop anything. All right, we're getting close to level here. We're 93%. Just a few more kills. It's XP's great. We've been maintaining above 100. Well, basically a level an hour at level 17. Yeah, next kill it is. Guess we get it on this ghoul, maybe? If he gives us enough. Yeah, downside of the ghouls, they don't run, so my pet takes more damage after the fear breaks. Ooh, there it is. The big ding. Level 18, everybody. Okay, a lot more light blues now with the regular caimans. Yeah, look, these guys are all still blue, so we still can. We might be able to make it to 20 here, which would be that'd be pretty good. That'd be pretty good. All right, we're gonna fetch a little mana up. We can hit level 20 here. That's going to open up a lot of options. So I've been compiling a list of various items we can go chase in dungeons and open world content. And unfortunately, you know, even though the items have very little stat, you know, it's like, oh, +3 int or +2 int or whatever, which to a normal player is worthless because you can just go to the Bazaar and get equipped with a few hundred plat and you're going to blow all that stuff out of the water. But for a solo self-found, every little piece matters. Every little piece is impactful. Well, it feels impactful. I don't know if it is, but I think it is. And it, you know, it also gives me a sense of satisfaction and accomplishment when I get it done. So I've got a list of items we're going to go chase from various dungeons. And if we get to level 20, we might be able to start going and getting some of these items down in some of these dungeons. I got to check my list and see the level of the mobs, but definitely we get to like 24 and 30. That's gonna be huge, because then we can really take on a ton of stuff. One of the biggest loot pinatas, I think, in terms of dungeons is Lower Guck. Lower Guck is full, chock full of great gear. But of course the mobs are harder. It's a tight space. It's a dangerous zone. I know one of the things to target, though, after we get to probably 24 is we might consider going after Drelsna in Najina. Might seem a little low, but I think with the Necro power we can do it. And I watched Classic go do it on his Shadow Knight, and he was doing it at level 30. And he did a great strategy, which I didn't think about, which was to pull to zone. So if you can pull to zone and then pull it out, you know, and then grab her right at the entrance, that might be the play. So throw the pet in there, get the aggro, book it to the zone. She's going to follow with her Necromancer buddies, zone out, hopefully, and then hop back in, grab her, and fight her at the entrance. And I think with our Necro kit at level 24, we can handle it. Got her down here if we have to, and take care of her. Alright, let's get back to killing some crocs. All these blue ones. So I'm going to tell a story of my history. Well, I should say a nostalgic story for me from when I was a teen playing on classic Everquest. This was pre-Kunark, and my brother and I would play together. And I have a lot of memories spending a ton of time in Oasis in groups doing exactly this, killing crocs. I soloed a little bit because I played a mage main, so I would solo out here a little bit, but I didn't know a lot about the game, and I didn't know how certain things worked, and so it felt very slow. But in a group, it felt great. We would sit at the pillar. People would call for groups and say like Pillar 1 or Orc Highway, which is, if you look on the map, the Orc Highway is back here by the sucker point, and the orcs just walk back and forth, and we would just sit kind of near the sucker point, and then pull the wandering orcs that would walk back and forth. Anyway, this zone was popping and hopping back then. There was tons of people in this zone, and I'll never forget this, and I still quote it today to my brother. We just, as we joke about old memories of EverQuest. And one of the times there was a guy who was looking to start a group, and I don't think he must not have been a native English speaker. When he would speak, it was kind of broken English or bad grammar, which is normal and fine. And one of the things he kept shouting over and over and over again is, he kept saying Croc Chop Party at Docks. And he kept saying that over and over again to get a group starting. And just that one moment, that one time, and I think my brother and I were playing together at the time, like duoing or something. He always played like a druid. And that has stuck with us for 25, no, probably longer than 25 plus years when we played in Classic. And we always joke about that, Croc Chop Party at Docks. And in fact, I may even make that the title of this episode, or just a throwback and a little bit of an inside joke between my brother and I. But now you all have been invited to the joke. And I wouldn't say it's necessarily a joke, but just a very funny memory that we'll never forget. And whenever we go kill crocs, and when we did in P90, when we used to play P99 together, duoing in the Oasis, we would always be like, yo, let's go do some Croc Chop Party at Docks. So I am now solo Croc Chop partying, and because I can't group. But hey, props and shout out to that guy. I don't know who he was. I don't remember his name, but boy, did he give me a lasting memory from EverQuest. You might have just seen that there was a naked dark elf running by, level 16 Shadow Knight, and he had a snake on him, so I grabbed the snake just to help him out. And I was like, why would he be? And I realized he might be solo self-found, and guess what? Yep, did a who all on him. He is a solo self-found Shadow Knight dark elf. That's tough. That's a tough one to run. Good on him, man. Props to the solo self-founders. I'm guessing he must be running to Gawk. Must be where he's leveling at. Maybe an upper, because you're not doing lower at that level. Alright, let's get this last guy over here. Ooh, Croc. Yeah, we'll not do that. Crocs are cool. I mean, deep-water crocs. They're just the hardest crocs here, and they just take it out of me a little bit. Trying to keep that mana efficiency. We'll do this regular crocodile. Get our ding. Level 19. Dang, maybe. Level 19. One more to go, and we go back to town. What's still blue to us, I hope. Croc? Good deal. Okay. Got to rebuff a little bit here for the pet. Decided to bring the pet heal into rotation here. It's been helping a little bit just with downtime. Sometimes I'm like good on mana and health, and he's not. So we just drop a few heals on to make sure we're not wasting mana. Oh, look, no, he's still blue. This is good. Alright, we'll take this Cayman. Glad I chose to do this over the cutthroats. That would have been okay if we could break the camp, but every time we got a caster, it would have been probably a major hassle. These crocs are just plentiful since nobody's out here doing them, and they don't social, so you can just chill. Super good, kind of dadish camp. Alright, we're gonna med up quite a bit and get my little pet all healed up and get our mana full. Can't stress enough how good this place is now. We're gonna hit 20 in this next kill. We're gonna get this big bad deep water croc here. Ooh, he's too close actually. He'll take a big bite. When those crocs hit, they hit hard. Crocs require 3 dots instead of 2 to really effectively take them down. On a neat little strategy when watch, because I have this little timer. Right before the sphere wears out, I pull my pet back, and what that does is saves my pet on his health and gives the mob more time to tick on its dots, although those are wearing out now. Then we send the pet back in, takes a few hits, we get him to 20, and that's that. Takes very little damage from the hard one. So guys, I'm figuring out this necro thing. It's pretty sweet. Oh yeah. Well, that's it. We are done with Oasis for now. We may come back. I mean, these XP here is fantastic, but I'll have to take a look and see what other things are doable at this level that might be better. So all right, we're gonna gate out, go get some spells. I'll see you in a bit. Alright, so we got all of our spells. We're back here at Grob. I was gonna run out back to Oasis and level, but I've changed my mind, but that will be for the next episode. So I wanted to record the ending here. Unfortunately, I didn't record the ending until after I worked on the episode, so you're getting a late recorded ending, and you're going to be looking at a poorly looped image of Skeletane standing at Grob. Regardless, I appreciate y'all coming along, hanging out, watching the slow grind of today. We murdered all sorts of different mobs, but mostly in the desert, especially spending a lot of time killing crocs. I cut out a lot of footage there because it was hours and hours and hours spent at Oasis, and I wasn't going to bore you with that. So I appreciate everybody hanging around watching the series, and there's obviously many more episodes to go on a long journey ahead. We're gaining a lot of levels in these early episodes, but I think later it's really going to slow down quite a bit, but we'll see. The Zem changes may have made it better. All right, thanks for hanging around, thanks for watching, take care everybody.